Did you hear yesterday about Operation Arctic Frost? If you didn't, you need to know about it. It's hard for me to be surprised at this. It's hard for me to even be outraged at this, simply because we know all this already. We know their authoritarian tendencies. We know the abuses, Obama and Biden. I've laid them out here for years, well before I knew a lot of you in this audience. I know we just started this nationally syndicated show in January, but we've been chronicling it on my show for years prior to this. Here's some of it. Number 64, sort of the truncated version. Chuck Grassley in the presser yesterday rolling out what we know about what happened with Arctic frost.
Solicitation of these telephone records, which I think emphasizes the political weaponization that was behind all this effort. And we're still getting more information. But we've released some records today.
We wouldn't know about the list of 100 Republican entities that were targeted by Jack Smith's Arctic Frost investigation. I don't think we know about this as well. So we need whistleblowers. I think Dan Bongino and other folks in the FBI, they don't know where all the records are hidden. They still don't. They're not necessarily getting 100% cooperation. But this is outrageous what has happened. I just want to give you a timeline of this. I think you've already got the FBI sheet that shows the number of members of Congress.
So just for the sake of time, specific reasons for the FBI spying on members of Congress, Republicans, not entirely clear, reports the New York Post. The document revealing the spy effort recently turned over to lawmakers and the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, who you just heard from there. Based on the evidence to date, Arctic frost and related weaponization by federal law enforcement under Biden was arguably worse than Watergate, Grassley said. What I've uncovered today is disturbing and outrageous political conduct by the Biden FBI. The FBI's actions were unconstitutional breach, and Attorney General Bondi and Patel of the FBI need to hold accountable those involved in this serious wrongdoing. Of course they do. Let's define authoritarianism for a minute. This is authoritarianism at its core. The left loves to use this term, authoritarianism. This is what this is. Authoritarianism is the consolidation of power in the hands of ruling elite, leaders and their bureaucrat allies. Suppressing dissent, undermining freedom, turning public institutions into weapons, targeting political rivals. And it's often cloaked in rhetoric about safeguarding the public good or whatever. Really what it does is erodes democratic norms. Through coercion, facts get twisted, opponents are smeared as threats, accountability is reserved only for political enemies. That's what we witnessed throughout Biden and Obama before it. Really an extension of Obama, Biden was. Now, fascism, by definition, what is this? It's always important to stop and define fascism. In Mussolini's own words, that is, quote, the merger of state and corporate power. A corporatist system in which government directs private enterprise to enforce ideological conformity, stifling discourse, any opinions, manipulating information flow, to maintain total control at all times. This is not ancient history, I'm sorry to say. This is Democrats in their natural state today. And we have proof, again yesterday, and limitless proof now, it seems, of their fascist power plays through just the recent years. X, formerly known as Twitter, and the Twitter files during the COVID era revealed that the Biden White House officials repeatedly pressured Twitter, for instance, as well as Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, to suppress your posts, my posts, any political posts questioning the efficacy of the COVID lockdowns and shots, which now they don't even recommend anymore at the CDC. At the time, Biden wanted that removed and throttled millions of accounts in a coordinated assault on your speech and debate on something that is now settled. Didn't work. It wasn't voluntary moderation. It was state-orchestrated censorship by government and corporate proxies. Internal emails show executives at these companies yielding to the demands under threat. I've played the montage of them admitting as much. Social media companies have admitted on the tapes we play. The blatant power grab of Biden in 2021, ramming through shot mandates, using the Labor Department to do it. Over 100 million Americans were targeted. Federal employees, contractors, healthcare workers, staff at companies with 100 or more workers, forcing shots and weekly tests under threat of firing, all via executive fiat. No vote from Congress. And even though the Supreme Court stepped in and said that was unconstitutional ultimately, this was a coercive blitzkrieg. And it exposed Biden and Obama before him. They're all one part of the same tree. They're fascist bent, all in the name of safety. Now, in the same vein, 51 former intelligence officials prompted by the Biden administration issuing a letter branding the New York Post's Hunter Biden laptop story Russian disinformation, just days after its release in October of 2020. That fueled more social media blackouts that hid evidence of serious crimes for voters that would have changed the outcome of that election, by the way. Declassified records reveal CIA contractors colluded directly with the campaign to craft a narrative. At the same time, FBI agents authenticated that laptop months earlier, warning platforms of Russian hack and leak operations to preempt the coverage. Classic election interference again by Democrat deep state actors. Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign funneled over $1 million. You know the backstory on this one. I'm not going to relitigate it all. The Steele dossier. She paid for a setup that the FBI sadly used to launch Crossfire Hurricane. Take warrants on, secure warrants, propel 2 impeachments based on something Hillary Clinton paid to manufacture. And despite all of the lies in that thing, and later completely debunked as lies, that hoax consumed years of investigations and media lies and taxpayer dollars, all to sabotage a political adversary. And now yesterday we have Special Counsel Jack Smith, appointed by Merrick Garland, Biden's AG, subpoenaing phone records from at least 8 Republican senators, including Lindsey Graham, Josh Hawley, Marsha Blackburn, Ron Johnson, Tommy Tuberville, this Operation Arctic Frost Probe in 2020, morphing into the J6 case against Donald Trump. This was a $50 million taxpayer operation. Your money paid for this, tracking calls, locations, and contacts of nearly 100 different Trump allies. And the FBI buried it under prohibited access. And you just saw Chuck Grassley. He's the one that declassified all this, prompting a new investigation. FBI Director Patel now vowing accountability. Dan Bongino decrying this a disgrace, vowing accountability. The surveillance of lawmakers there should be. These are not isolated errors, folks, as you understand. They're a blueprint of the fusion of true fascism and authoritarianism. Government hijacking of corporations and our intelligence agencies to rig elections, bury scandals, spy on Congress, proving Democrats, it is actually Democrats acting as the very thing they assert President Trump is. What all of this proves, and this latest exposed fraud proves, Democrats are the natural authoritarians. Democrats are the fascists. And we know that based on everything I just laid out. If you didn't know those things, now you do. And I hope you'll hit rewind and review the tape if you don't. Spread the word. Authoritarianism and fascism is why we're here today. It's why President Trump is the president and Republicans are in control of Congress.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.